All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We are here in Jersey City at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. So, first ice cream spot, which is pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's National Ice Cream Month as we're recording right now.
Is it really?
It is.
I did not know that, but it's crazy how that stuff seems to work out sometimes. Yeah. So, okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about you and then kind of lead into starting Milk Sugar Love and, you know, how awesome it is here and all that kind of stuff. So, born and raised in Jersey, I think you told me off mic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where?
Yeah. So I was born near Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and my parents are still down there. So I grew up running around Philly a lot, and the food scene down there is amazing.
Yep.
But we lived a bunch of different places in New Jersey, and I ended up pursuing a degree in graphic design. I was an art director for a long time, living in Jersey City, actually.
Okay.
But I found that kind of creative work wasn't great for me. I didn't like being in a cubicle. It just didn't suit my nature. So I took a ton of different courses, and I finally wound up in the kitchen. And it was a pie baking course, and I can't stand pies. Pies are terrible. But
Even today?
Even today.
Okay, wow. So you're not big on like the whole a la mode thing. Like that's not your deal. You like the mode, but not
the a la. Yeah,
is that how it works? I don't know.
No pies. We're not doing pies.
Okay.
But so it wasn't about the pies. It was about the kitchen.
Yeah.
The energy of it, the constant movement, working with a team, keeping things clean, honing my physical movements. All of that really was really great for me as a person. So I quit my job as an art director, went back to school, cooked in New York a couple of years, and then opened my business here in Jersey City.
Okay. So you were cooking in standard kitchens first? Is that?
Yes. Yeah. I was the longest at Gramercy Tavern.
Okay. All right, and doing like what kind of, like, were you making ice cream there or
Yes,
no?
yeah, the chef there was fantastic. Her name was Nancy Olson, and I went to her and I told her that my ultimate goal is to open my own ice cream shop. So is there any way that you can give me the type of training and give me a little bit of room to experiment so I can learn as fast as I can?
Yeah.
And she did. She was amazing. She put me on the ice cream station, and so I got to help plan menu items, run all the ice cream, and it gave me the experience I really needed.
Why ice cream?
Ooh, well, I feel like this is my birthday's in June.
Okay.
So first off, I always had an ice cream cake growing up.
Same. My birthday's in August, and I always have an ice cream cake. But I'm also kind of like lactose intolerant too, so like it doesn't always work out great.
I might have something for you to try.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you have a peanut allergy?
No.
Amazing. So
I'm excited.
We'll get to it. You're going to love it. So grew up going to the shore because we're down in South Jersey all the time. And my fondest memories are Coors Brothers on the boardwalk.
Okay.
You know, vanilla chocolate twist with Jimmy's. That was all I was eating growing up. All my best memories are summertime and ice cream. And I thought if there's some way that I can bring my current self, my experience as a chef, my experience traveling and trying new things, bring that to ice cream here in New Jersey, it would be something really special.
Yeah. So did you see kind of like the opening for a good ice cream spot in like this area? Was that why? Was like Jersey City like always an area that you kind of had in mind? Like if I open up a shop, that's where it's going to be?
Well, honestly, I thought I would be at the shore.
Okay.
I looked at Red Bank for a long time.
Okay.
But the longer I looked at Jersey City, I mean, I was planning this over 12 years ago now. I mean, I could see the enormous potential being right outside of New York and what it could be as it was growing. There was nothing like this, what I'm doing now in Hudson County, so why not?
Right, yeah. And so take me through, because, you know, like working in a kitchen for someone, or like working any job, honestly, has kind of like that safety net. You know, like you're not in charge, you don't have like a lot of the major responsibilities, but then taking that jump from working for someone to opening up your own place obviously is a big jump and takes a lot of guts to a certain degree. So take me through like that process, and you know, like I know you said that you always wanted to open up your own ice cream place, but maybe like the steps that you took to kind of go from what you're doing to opening up this place here.
Oh, it was an enormous amount of time. I think when I talk about it, it seems like it was like, boom, here I am in
Yeah.
Jersey City with a full-fledged shop. I was hustling hard for a very long time. Number one was money. That was the first thought in my head. How do I have access to capital? And as
Yeah.
a new business, it's impossible. As a woman, it's even harder. So for me, I ended up, there was a small portion of time where I flipped back to art directing to earn the money. And when I was doing that, I was also writing a business plan, and I was planning a menu, and I was doing pop-ups. That's when I had the cart. So
Okay.
I was taking my cart around to farmers markets, to street fairs, outside of local shops, anything I could do to have people taste the product and give me their feedback.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize at the time, I was building a massive grassroots following that then when I opened the store followed me here.
Yeah.
So it all worked out in the end, but it was a long period of time that I was testing product, selling in small batches, even smaller than now, writing the business plan, accruing finances, really making sure that I was ready to do this. And
Yeah.
there was a point where I thought, maybe I should go, before I do this, maybe I should go to business school, because I've never run a business
Sure.
in my life.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I don't think so. What I need is a great group of mentors who can help me, and I can ask for advice. And then, of course, just don't spend more money than you make. That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've always been comfortable with the bet that involves betting on me. I'm the best bet I can ever make.
Right.
I'm going to work harder. I'm going to, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that I felt comfortable with.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what I also find interesting, and I think we've had this in a couple other instances, where people that come from like a creative background, like you did, like art and all that kind of stuff, and then go into the food world. And I think we've had a couple on the show as well. I think that's just so interesting because it's like a creative outlet, but it's just a different way. It's not like painting a picture. You're making ice cream, which is in and of itself creative, right?
Yes. Oh, gosh. There was a missing component to the creative world for me when I was an art director, because I was in front of a screen. I worked in magazines.
Okay.
So, magazine goes to print, all that, end of story.
Yeah.
Here, I make the food, and I get to meet the customer who enjoys it, and I can have a connection and a conversation with them. That's what I really wanted. I was missing that end of it. And oh my gosh, it's so rewarding. It is so rewarding. I love the conversations that happen around food.
Yeah. Yeah. And the best kinds of conversations, and like making someone like happy with what you're doing and getting to like see the look on their face, I would imagine is really awesome.
It's fantastic. And we're strategically located by a pediatrician. We have
See, you didn't even need to go to business school for that one.
I know. We have cured more crying children post shots than anyone in America. So
I love that. And then also, so we were supposed to do this interview maybe like May, June, I forget when we were supposed to do it.
Yes.
But we had to postpone it for a little bit because you went on like a 21-day motorcycle ride, right? So that's
I
also a big
did.
part of your life?
Oh, it's huge. So I have not been riding for that long. This is season 5 for me. But I knew the minute I got my first motorcycle, it was going to change my life. And it's one of those things, kind of like cooking, where it organizes the world for me. When I'm on the motorcycle, things make sense. Stress drops away. It's just you and the road. When I'm cooking, it's the same thing. There's a beautiful flow to it that I can't get anywhere else. And so to find this part of me, because I started riding when I was 37.
Okay.
So it was like, it's much later than most people start riding, and it was such a beautiful discovery. And yes, I was building up to this point. When I turned 40, I went to Australia and rode the Great Ocean Road.
Cool.
And then I was like, okay, what can we do next?
Yeah, right.
I've never done distance, like serious distance.
Yeah.
And I realized I was a distance rider. So I finally saved up, got a motorcycle that could do the distance, and I knew that this would be the year. I wasn't sure, given how challenging it's been to find the right staff,
Sure.
if I would be able to, for 21 days in the middle of summer. Never tried this before, but everything kind of came together at the right time, and I was able to ride 3,500 miles across the United States.
Wow. That's wild. And like what was the, I guess like the push that went from being not a rider to then 5 years ago being like, I'm going to buy a motorcycle? How does that happen?
Oh, well, normally it's you meet somebody who's riding. They had been riding for a very long time, and I've noticed sometimes the fire dies the longer you've been riding. Except for me, I was like, let's go ride. Let's go ride. Oh, I can't stand it. Let's go ride. And this person's like, no.
Yeah.
So the minute, because I got to ride with them on the back of their bike, and it was absolutely terrifying. And then I was like, oh, no, I think this could actually be great if I was the person controlling the bike.
Right.
So then I took a class, and the class was outstanding. And I was like, okay, let's just go for it. Let's see what it feels like to be, to do it on my own.
Yeah. And then, like, what kind of bike is it? Is it like a little racer bike? Is it like a Harley Davidson? Like, what is it?
It's a 2020 Harley Lowrider S.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good. It's a great in between size, great for distance, but amazing on twisties. So.
What's a twisty?
Curvy roads.
See, I'm learning so much. I love doing this show. I learned so many things. This is irrelevant, but we did an episode at a Harley Davidson shop in Rochelle Park. Bergen County Harley Davidson at Rochelle Park.
That's my place. Yeah. Yep. Those are my people.
Yeah. So they do. They support Operation Canine Beethoven, which was the guest that we had on the show. So they're a nonprofit that helps veterans with PTSD with dogs. Canine, that was pretty obvious, but I digress. Okay, so that was a great first segment. So we're going to take our first short break of this episode. We're going to come back. We're going to learn all about Milk Sugar Love and the offerings and everything like that here. So this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jersey City today at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, Mike Ham here. I hope you're enjoying this episode with Emma Taylor of Milk Sugar Love in Jersey City, New Jersey. To learn more about the show, myself, or to listen to all of our other great episodes, make sure to head to greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. And if you like what you hear, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a review on your favorite listening platform. Now back to the show. All right, we're back for segment 2 of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. So I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jersey City today at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor, eating cookies. They're phenomenal. Okay, so we gotta. I'm trying to compose myself, getting all hot and bothered in here in an ice cream shop.
Can you imagine? This is what I do every morning.
No,
60
I would
cookies.
be like 600 pounds, easy, if I was eating these all the time. My God.
We need a hot cookie sign,
yeah,
hot
right.
cookies.
Yeah. Okay, so you got cookies, you got ice cream, but
Yes.
maybe let's take it like broad strokes. What is Milk Sugar Love?
Sure.
And then we'll kind of drill down as we progress through the episode. And I'm going to keep eating this cookie.
So it really is in the name. I named it Milk Sugar Love because it's a list of ingredients. Milk, sugar, and as with all really great food, love. And ingredients are primary to what I'm doing here. I would not be doing this unless I was doing it in the way that I've chosen to, which is to work with local farmers, to work with local artisans, and to really bring the community together in a sustainable way to make simple, delicious food. And that's what we're doing here at Milk Sugar Love.
Love that. Okay, so these cookies, we got these. What are some of like the main offerings? If people can't figure it out by now, I don't know what you're doing, but main offerings of what you have here, and then we'll go into like the heavy hitters. Like, what do people love here?
Sure. So we are primarily an ice cream shop. We also sell a small selection of baked goods. Everything is made from scratch here in our incredibly tiny kitchen, but we get it all done.
Yeah.
We make 14 core flavors of ice cream. We serve 12 flavors at a time in our dipping cabinet. And then we have a selection of 8 cookies, 4 bakery bars, French macarons, 4 flavors of ice cream sandwiches, 3 flavors of ice cream cakes. 4 flavors, sorry. And, of course, Puppy Froyo for our puppy friends.
Love that. That might have been the best cookie I've ever had in my life.
Yay! That's my desert island food.
And then, so does as you kind of, I know you have like different flavors and all that kind of stuff, and I would imagine, I don't know why I would imagine, but does the menu kind of change over the course of the year?
100%. So the creative challenge for me is every Friday we release a new flavor, something I haven't done before. But
Every Friday?
Every Friday.
All year?
All year.
Wow. Okay.
So that flavor is my chance to, be hyper seasonal or to pursue a collaboration with another local business.
Okay.
So for seasonal flavors right now, last week we just did blueberry crumb with fresh New Jersey blueberries and a brown sugar crunch. So it's like the best blueberry pie you've ever eaten. And then this Friday, we're doing sour cream blueberry. We're firmly in blueberry season. And, of course, New Jersey is a huge producer of blueberries.
I think the #1 producer of blueberries.
Mm-hmm. Hamilton, correct?
I
New
think
Jersey,
so.
yeah.
That was one of our New Jersey fun facts in one of our episodes was we're like the leading blueberry producer, I think, in the country. Maybe, I don't know about the world. I think that's a stretch. Because I don't know like where else.
This is New Jersey. We're the leading producer.
We produce everything. We're the best. That's what,
absolutely.
That's
So this Friday is going to be sour cream blueberry. It's a sour cream ice cream with blueberry jam, and so I think it's like the best blueberry cheesecake you've ever had.
Oh my God.
So every Friday.
I wish I lived closer to Jersey City, honestly.
Or maybe I should just expand. How about that?
Yeah, come to Morristown. I don't think there's like a couple. There's a couple ice cream shops in Morristown.
Mm-hmm. They're good too.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, for sure.
So
we're not talking about them. We're talking about you.
True.
Yeah.
So that's my chance to be hyper seasonal on those new Friday releases, and also to do things I've always wanted to do, like, oh hey, next week is the one that's going to be super fun. Last New Year's Eve, I rented a motorcycle in Miami and rode down to Key West.
Okay.
And I had my first ever painkiller cocktail. And I was like, okay. First, and then I had 10, like had a million. But I was like, okay, this would make a phenomenal ice cream. And I very rarely do a boozy ice cream, so that'll be next week. But it gives me a chance to explore things that I've had when I travel or things that interest me. And that's why the Friday specialty releases are so fun.
Okay. And then, so do any of those, like the specialty releases, have any been so popular that you're just like, I need to do this all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, right here, Alfajores and Cream.
Okay.
That one was a special release, and it was actually specific to. I had a second shop that closed during the pandemic in the Heights.
Yeah.
When that shop opened, that flavor was a special release flavor and was so overwhelmingly popular that it made the permanent menu. It's a sweet cream ice cream with an buttery, crunchy cookie, dulce de leche, and coconut, and it's based off of a traditional South American cookie.
Yeah.
So it's that cookie, but in a format that like the U.S. embraces, which is like a cookies and cream format.
Gotcha. And then are those like, you got ice cream cakes in there too, looks like?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. So before I ever made the Fruity Pebble Mac Daddy ice cream sandwich, which is 2 Fruity Pebble French macarons filled with Fruity Pebble ice cream and rolled in Fruity Pebbles, I actually made the big version first because I was like lying awake at night. I'm like, what if there was a massive macaron ice cream sandwich cake?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do this. I know the girl who was working with me in the kitchen as a prep cook. I'm like, oh no, this will freak her out. I'd be like, let's make huge macarons. So I did, and it became like a thing. It was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I guess I should have started with a sandwich. It would make a great ice cream sandwich too.
Well, go big or go home.
Right, exactly. And then so big, and then small, and then we also occasionally do a miniature version. I'll show you that later. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Fruity Pebble Mac Daddy ice cream cake is our #1 seller. And then we do a couple other classic flavors. The vanilla chocolate and cookie crunch is the most popular because that's the one we grew up with.
Right.
It's the one everyone can access readily and sells really well. What else?
So I have like just another question because we were talking about it a little bit before in the first segment about the having the cart and then trying to dial in what you were doing.
Yeah.
So how long did it kind of take to having the cart to when you open up the business to feel comfortable with these are the ones that I'm going to open up with and they're going to crush out of the gate?
Oh, I got it all wrong from the beginning.
Oh, good.
1,000%
I just assumed,
wrong.
but,
yeah, no. The first flavor of ice cream I ever made that I knew I wanted to make for the business was lemon olive oil. And to this day, it's the one that brings people in, but it's not necessarily the one
Lemon
people
olive
eat.
oil ice cream.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so the olive oil contributes mainly to the texture, and what you're left with is like a creamy, refreshing lemon
Cool.
ice cream. However, it was like one of those things where it would get people to talk to me, or it would be, oh, you should go to that shop that has that olive oil ice cream. So it would get people to come in and to try it, but it was never like a blockbuster, so
Sure.
I was kind of off like that. I did a malt ice cream that was like straight malt. I couldn't sell it to save my life. And then one of my prep cooks, like out of nowhere, she's like, "Yo, you had some leftover cookies. I just put this in this ice cream." I'm like, "What did you do? Why did you do that?" And then I tasted it. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be the number one. It's our number one to this day, malted cookie." But it was like what I thought would sell was
Right.
a little bit different than what actually took off.
Yeah.
So that kept happening again and again. Like I opened an ice cream shop and didn't offer sprinkles as a topping.
And you grew up with having sprinkles. Yeah.
I know. I had
Yeah.
I had some funny ideas, but you get there eventually.
Right. Yeah, you figure it out as you go, and I think that's awesome. So maybe even like looking into the future, I guess, are there things that maybe you're not doing right now that you're hoping to kind of add to the menu, or is that just kind of something as you progress? Maybe not necessarily flavors. I don't know what else you would be doing, but are there any things you're trying to like push yourself maybe beyond doing the current offerings to something else?
Oh, well, we're a shadow of what we were pre-pandemic.
Okay.
I have struggled with staffing for 3 years. I've cut my menu mercilessly. The things that I was able to do in the past, I can't even consider right now. So if I could get back to where I was 3 years ago, that alone would make my soul extremely happy. I was doing so many more collaborations, so many more menu items. I was a maniac. I used to do like 4 releases on a Friday.
Like, how do you keep having all these ideas? Like, that's what's crazy to me. Like, a new flavor every Friday, having, like, not ever done that before. And then just being like, yeah, we're going to do this today. And it's like, how have you never done that? You've been open for, however long you've been open.
8 years.
8 years. So it's like 52 times 8.
Hundreds.
Yeah. It's like 400 and something new flavors in the time from when you've been open to now, if you do 1 a Friday. But 4 a Friday is even more. You're like into like the 600s at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to live in that place. I want to be like creating new ideas, riding motorcycles, and cooking. If I can live in that space, I am so tired right now. Like the push of the last 3 years and all of the change and the pivoting and the short staffing and the price increases and all of it.
Yeah.
I'm dying to get back to my place of my little creative bubble.
Right. Because I feel like that, like having all the stuff to do outside of just being creative creates a lot of, it takes away from what you're able to do just being back there and be like, we're going to try this today, because you have so many other things to do. You got this guy coming in at 9 o'clock in the morning to spend an hour with you. That's an hour you could be creating something back there.
No, I wasn't. The stress of it is real. Like I got in an hour before you came, and I'm like already starting, making a list, getting like, that's what I mean. Like I need a little bit of a space to get back to that point. But when I'm rested and well fed with cookies,
Sure,
I'm an idea machine.
Yeah, I could crush episodes eating these cookies all the time. I'd be like the number one listened to podcast in the world.
Can you picture this too? This was the first, because I hadn't really seen anyone doing this either 8 years ago. Now it's old hat. Now there's whole businesses based around this. But
yeah.
We were baking fresh cookies and being like, yo, you can choose your ice cream. Any ice cream you want in the middle and make yourself the freshest sandwich you've ever had.
Yeah.
The New York Times wrote about it too. It was a thing. It never happened before. But this is like my sweet spot. Like cookies are great. Put some ice cream in there. Let's go. I'm like the fuel of champions.
Yeah, right. I love that. Okay, so did we hit everything that we were supposed to hit there? We got all the menu offerings, what people like, all that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about malted cookie and the Mac Daddy, which are the important ones.
Those are the two important ones. If you're coming, malted cookie, Mac Daddy, get them.
Yes.
Yeah, or stop in.
Yes.
If you're in the Jersey City area.
I made a giant sign. You can't miss it. It says Mac Daddy.
Just drive around Jersey City until you see that sign, and then pull over, figure out the parking out here, and then you'll be good to go.
Or come with a friend, hurl them out the door, have them run in.
Yeah, see, if I had that, that'd be. I just have somebody like circle in the block, for like an hour as I do this. That would have been great. But we don't have that luxury quite yet. So, okay, so we're going to take our second break of this episode, and then we're going to get into our community segment right after this, which is my favorite segment. So this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jersey City today at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor. We'll be right back. Hey there, Mike Ham again. Thanks so much for supporting the show. If you enjoy what you hear and want to help us keep the show going, head to buymeacoffee.com/Garden State. A $5 donation to the show goes a long way helping us travel around the Garden State, bringing you the best of what New Jersey has to offer. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/Garden State. Now back to the show. All right, we're back for our third and final segment of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. So I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jersey City at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor. So first segment, we learned all about you, your background, how you got started making ice cream, riding motorcycles, all that kind of stuff. This past segment, we just did all the main menu offerings. So Mac Daddy and the malt cookie, right?
Malted cookie.
Malted cookie. Almost got it right. Those are the two big, the heavy hitters of this place, and kind of the other stuff that you do every Friday with the new menu offerings and all that. So in the third and final segment, we always do a community-focused segment, which is personally my favorite because I think, like we were kind of talking off mic before we started about how, like, you know, you being more visible in the business now, and maybe when you first started because you just wanted it to be the business, but now putting your own face on it, people see the human side of it, which is kind of like what I was saying. That's like why I like doing this show, because all the people that we've had on that are local business owners or run nonprofits, they're people that are just trying to like figure it out. Yeah. And I think that that's really cool. But take me through maybe kind of the
Hiya.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
Staff is coming in for the day. So take you through.
Take me through kind of like let's just start like broad Jersey City community overall, and kind of like that relationship, sure. I guess, and because this was a place that you always, or like at least the way we talked about in the beginning, kind of had an idea that this was a spot you wanted to be at.
Yes.
And then what that's been like, and kind of working here and doing all that kind of stuff, and maybe partnering with other businesses like you had said.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Jersey City. It's always been very pro small business, and especially, you know, I saw a lot of that during the pandemic. The access and the support that we had and were given was outstanding. But mainly, it's the community of people here that is so special. They really understand what it takes or how hard it is to keep running a small business, and they come out in droves. They want to know what your special item is. They want to meet you. They want to know what your story is, and I found that from minute one, especially when I was a cart. The conversations around the ice cream cart when I was selling at farmers markets were absolutely outstanding, and I still have people who come to the shop today from the cart days.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that speaks volumes.
And how long ago did the cart days start? Just remind me of that again.
9 years.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yes.
That's a long run.
I've seen and know many children who have had a Milk Sugar Love ice cream cake for every year of their life, which is insane to even say that Milk Sugar Love was the first ice cream they ever had, and now they're 6 years old. And I've been able to be a part of that journey with them, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
As far as collaborations, it's been really important to me to support other small businesses as well in their journey. And if there's a way that we can talk about each other too, that brings more awareness to the small business community as a whole.
Right.
So I love doing ice cream flavors or ice cream specials with other small businesses. My focus this year in particular has been women-owned small businesses. So we've done something fantastic with Karai Kitchen up in Journal Square, which is Bengali food, absolutely phenomenal. And they make a mango lassi drink, which is extremely refreshing. So we did a mango lassi ice cream flavor, which we've now made 3 times. I can't keep it on the shelves.
Yeah.
It's so successful and so popular. Also did, of course, our standby favorite, which I make for my birthday simply because she made it for my birthday originally. It's kind of, we're sharing this flavor. Carmen Rosa's Dominican cake, which is made with Carmen Rosa's Bakery on Cole Street, Vanessa and her mom, Carmen Rosa. And just such an amazing flavor. It's an almond ice cream with they actually bake the cake for it. It's fluffy, it's buttery, it's
Ooh.
amazing. And then we make tiny, crunchy blue meringues and a guava ripple that goes into this. And so it is festive, it is delicious, and we make it every year in June specifically. Is that selfish? Can I do that?
Yeah, of course you can. You can do whatever you want. You're running a business. You could literally do anything you want.
So we'll do it like twice a year because, you know, the demand builds up by the time we get to the fall. Like, can't you make it again? So we'll make it there as well.
Yeah.
Here comes Andy. Hi, Andy.
Hi.
Hola, Andy.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that flavor is fantastic, and I love making it. It's really fantastic. But yeah, and you know, before pre-pandemic, I was really on a roll with all the collaborations we used to do. Summer of Sundays, which I would work with local chefs to create a sundae that would live on our menu and their menu for a month. They would make the toppings, I would make the ice cream, and it was just super interesting. Sometimes borderline, dare I say, offensive. Like we did a blue cheese ice cream, and you would open the dipping cabinet lid, and my employees would be like, "Oh no!"
A blue cheese ice cream?
Yeah, it's blue cheese ice cream with a garlic blueberry sauce, black pepper cookie. It was a wild sundae. It was with they're not here anymore, but Third and Vine. They used to be a wine and cheese place.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, a super interesting thing. So I'm hoping to get back to that. Probably not this summer since we're halfway through, but next summer to revive that would be amazingly fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I love the, you know, like businesses supporting other businesses because like we were kind of just talking off mic, like everyone, especially now, like everyone's kind of dealing with different types of things. And just being a small business owner, you deal with different hurdles that you have to jump over and all that kind of stuff, and kind of like everybody rowing the boat in the same direction just helps everybody, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, Ayana, can you just pause that for 1 second? We're almost done.
Yeah.
Thanks, girl.
It's all good. Yeah. You got to get ready for the day. Yeah, have you had one of the cookies here? They're amazing.
See, we have to, the preparation starts an hour early in earnest because we're, you know, going to have a tidal wave of crying children from the pediatrician.
Right. That's smart. I love that.
We got to be ready.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're almost done. So maybe take me through also just kind of like, you like beyond just the small businesses, are you active in the community in other ways as well?
Well, if you want to talk about how the community also supports me, like I would love to talk about
let's do that.
The latest incident, and like, some youths came by and destroyed my outdoor sign, like my beautiful sign out there.
The Mac Daddy sign?
Yeah.
Oh.
Crushed it, knocked it over, kicked it in, destroyed it.
Apparently not a big fan of the Mac Daddy.
I know. What? So, you know, the sign is $500 to print the signs, another, you know, $150. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And I put it on Instagram and put up a GoFundMe. In 2 hours, everybody had donated to completely replace it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the kind of community that's here in Jersey City. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I can't express my gratitude enough.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's a great story. And I think that's a great place to kind of start to wrap up kind of what we've been talking about this whole episode. It's the place rocks. The community rocks, you rock, and you're just crushing it. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so if people want to, let's first give them the physical address. Mm-hmm. It will be in the show notes, but if they need a physical address because they don't know how to use the internet, where do they go?
19 McWilliams Place in Jersey City, New Jersey,
All right.
07302.
Nice. I did have one where we forgot where we were. Like, we didn't know the name of the street. And I'm like, you've owned this business for
how long?
Like 8 years, so you got to know. And then, so if they want to just check out, where can they go to see pictures? Mm-hmm. Instagram, I would imagine.
Yes, please follow us on Instagram. It's Milk Sugar Love JC. Please follow us on TikTok. It's Milk Sugar Love.
Oh.
And also, please visit the website, milksugarlove.com, and make sure to sign up for our email list. I know people hate emails. This is once a month, though, and it's a special list because I'll tell you at the beginning of the month what our specialty flavors for the entire month
that's
are,
big.
and you get first access to those flavors.
Really?
Plus secret drops, secret menu drops through that email list, so make sure you sign up.
That's way better than my email list. I just tell you what episodes have posted.
It quietly unsubscribes.
Yeah. That's great. So again, like I really appreciate you coming on, doing this with us today. I know you got to start getting all prepped up and everything, but this was phenomenal. I think a great way to kick off our ice cream parlors in New Jersey. So phenomenal.
Thank you. I really appreciate being the first ice cream endeavor here, so thank you.
Yeah, of course. So just for everyone listening, all the social handles and the website, like Emma said, will be in the show notes. We'll make sure that we put the website for the show, which is greetingsfromthegardenstate.com, along with all of our other contact info in there if you want to reach out to us and learn more about all of our guests. So this has been the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We were here in Jersey City, New Jersey today at Milk Sugar Love with Emma Taylor. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.